both very nervous, so bear with us as we get through this. But anyhow, good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Swain. This is my friend and colleague, Stacy Doxey, and we're both critical care registered nurses at Centera Norfolk General Hospital in Norfolk, Virginia, in the U.S.
Okay. Again, thank you all for having us. We're very honored and very privileged to be here to speak to such a group of fascinating people. So I'm going to try to lighten it up a little bit for y'all a little, just tell you a little bit about where we came from before we get into our experience. We are from the eastern portion of the United States, the Hampton Roads area in Virginia. That's where we're located. Hampton Roads is made up of 7 large metropolitan areas, including the city of Norfolk, and that's where we're at. That is our downtown waterfront, city of Norfolk. Very proud of that on the Elizabeth River. We have a very large population of people in our Hampton Roads area, 1.6 million people. We are an economic and cultural center in the Hampton Roads region. We have several venues of entertainment, the Harrison Opera House, museums, Scope. We have sports teams, several universities and colleges as well. We're a very large tourist destination due to our extensive coastline. With Virginia Beach being our largest beach, it's very popular with tourists and locals. We have a vast mountain. Yeah, that's me up there. Getting ready to fall off the edge. That is the Blue Ridge and Shenandoah Mountains, which is part of the Appalachian Trail, which encompasses 2,180 square miles, not square miles, 2,180 miles from Georgia to Maine. We also are very well known for our national historic parks. Our country was settled in 1607 in Jamestown, Virginia. We fought for our independence and gained that from Britain in July 4th of 1776. That was the colonial capital in Williamsburg, Virginia. We also fought to end slavery from 1861 to 1865 in the Civil War. We have a vast infrastructure. We have international shipping terminals, and a major international airport, and a major rail hub. We ship and export and import products from around the world. This year we're celebrating our 102nd year of the oldest and largest naval base in the world. We are home to the United States Fleet Command. We operate out of the Atlantic and Indian Oceans and the Mediterranean Sea. We're also home to NATO in the North American continent. In Norfolk, our population on any given day is about 250,000 people. It increases exponentially by 100,000 every day, due in part to our military. In our naval base, we have a concentration of 75 ships, 14 piers, 134 aircraft, and 11 aircraft hangars. Annually, we bring in 3,100 ships a year. That's one of our newest carriers. That is the U.S. George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier. This is our 5 hospitals in our area. Children's Hospital, King's Daughter, DePaul, Centera Lee, Centera Heart Hospital, and of course, the one we're employed at, Centera Norfolk General in the middle. And we're a 563-bed level 1 trauma center. In addition to that, we also are a Silver Beacon Award winner and a 3-time Magnet Designation hospital.
Norfolk General is also affiliated and shares its campus with Eastern Virginia Medical School and the Jones Institute. That's where our nation's first test tube baby was born in 1981. That's just a little bit of history about where we're from. We work in the General Intensive Care Unit. It is one of 7 ICUs that is housed within our hospital. Like Stacy pointed out earlier, we are a 563-bed level 1 trauma center, and we're a large teaching facility. We have a large team of nurses within our unit. These are a few of them. They wanted to come along with us on our presentation, and there's more. There is more. There's actually 62 of us, and we work as a pretty bubble team. We also have a large ancillary staff, which includes nursing assistants, respiratory therapists, physical and occupational therapy teams, and numerous doctors and residents. And of course, our medical director, Dr. Paul Merrick, who introduced us to this vitamin C protocol that we now use on our patients. Our unit, of course, is GICU. It's a general intensive care unit, and we typically care for the patient that is in septic shock. They also present with multiple comorbidities such as CHF, COPD, diabetes, and hypertension.
So we have a great privilege to work alongside with Dr. Paul Merrick and Dr. Michael Hooper, who just spoke. Dr. Merrick has introduced multiple innovations and research studies, his most important being the one on sepsis. And when he told us about it, we were all excited about it, but kind of skeptical at the same time. Most of our patients, I'm sorry, let me go back. Most of our patients that come in are multi-system organ failure and are really complex. So we have to be able to manage our patients during this protocol with a one-on-one nursing care and be able to manage our time and able to give our medications at the appropriate time so that our levels, when we draw our blood, are therapeutic. So now we want to just kind of go on a little bit more. I'll tell you on this one.
So, like Dr. Hooper was speaking earlier about our first patient we treated, it was like any other day. This patient was being admitted to our ICU. She was in severe septic shock. Multi-system organ failure was present, and she was requiring full life support. She had a breathing tube, multiple lines of machines, multiple vasopressors were being infused into her, IV fluid resuscitation, antibiotics, and the need for continuous renal replacement therapy dialysis. Just like any typical day, she was high acuity and required one-to-one nursing care to keep her alive. We were actually prepping her family to begin thinking about end-of-life wishes and what she would actually want. We were able to get her through that night with supportive therapy and our aggressive medical treatment. And during the next morning on rounds, Dr. Merrick came in, and things were not progressing well. She was still declining. And he said, let's give this vitamin C a shot. So we did.
And as you see, Dr. Hooper has talked about it. We did the high-dose vitamin C, the thiamine, the steroids, the antibiotics. Continued on the supportive therapy with the antibiotics, the mechanical ventilation, the CRT, whatever was needed to get them through. So we were just astounded that we were even trying this. We were all skeptical at first about this even working. So after
24 hours after we gave this cocktail to this patient, things started to take a turn, much to our surprise. The vasopressors that she was needing were decreasing rapidly. She was actually able to be weaned on the ventilator. Her labs were improving. Things were really turning around, and the only thing we changed is that we added this vitamin C protocol.
So with great enthusiasm, we continued on with this with several patients to follow the one that was having great success for it. Then we, like Dr. Hooper had mentioned, we started getting a lot of phone calls from local people, people as far away. I took a phone call one day from a person in California whose father was septic, and they had read about Dr. Merrick's study and wanted to know what they could do to get this medicine for their dad to help them. So we put them in contact with one of our doctors, and they gave them the prescription, told them what they needed to do, and I assumed that they did it, and we didn't hear any more. I didn't, anyways. So, as you can see, we had the decreased use of the vasopressor support. We were able to get the people off of the CRT, which was very exciting, and get them off the ventilator. So, kind of where do we go from here? Dr. Hooper mentioned this Victus study. And I believe that I put 900, I think that was a typo, but we have treated about 500 septic patients during this study. And I understand that we've had very good success, about a 10% mortality in about 4 years. We are going to do the Victus study, and we're very excited about that. It is a randomized controlled study, and we're going to do it throughout North America. And the other part of this too, we started using this vitamin C, not as a treatment for alcohol withdrawal, but we found that it did help with alcohol withdrawal in our patients, which actually made us happy because their symptoms were lessened and their time of withdrawal was shortened. But in addition to, we also gave them magnesium, but we omitted the steroids.
We're basically here to tell you this is very real. This is not luck like some people say. We work with these patients. We see these patients leaving our ICU, and they're leaving our ICU well, not in body bags and on a gurney. These people are living, they're with their families. We're not having to have those excruciating talks. For family members to have to pull the plug, essentially, and say goodbye to their loved ones. And I can wholeheartedly tell you from our experience that if it was one of our loved ones laying in that bed, admitted with sepsis, you better give them the redundancy protocol.